Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to This Date in Touchdown History's compilation video for November 17th. I know I'm a couple days behind, but sometimes real life work and exhaustion just get in the way. We begin this compilation going back 80 years to 1945. Michigan in the blue, Purdue in the white. And we start with 19-year-old quarterback Red Elliott under center for the Wolverines as he rolls back to pass. Heaves a pass downfield, and Bob Nussbaumer pulls it in for the touchdown from 40 yards out, helping Michigan on to victory for the Maize and Blue. In 1975 on Monday Night Football, Ken Anderson leads the Bengals down the field, and a touchdown to Charlie Joyner from 20 yards away helps the Bengals onto a 33-22 win. We now move to 1985. It's the Rams, it's the Falcons, and Gerald Riggs scored 3 touchdowns on this day. This one, the first one, from 3 yards out, as Atlanta takes down the Los Angeles Rams in 1985. That was my editor's pick for my NFC team, the Atlanta Falcons. Gerald Riggs was one of the first Falcons I really followed getting into football, and his son would then play for Tennessee years later, so he would be the enemy, as I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. You see here the telestrator. If you want to see and hear what's being said in the actual audio video, click the link in the video and go to Facebook and follow This Date in Touchdown History. Also, more in-depth descriptions will be there. Here are the Cowboys and Bears. The Bears absolutely destroyed Dallas in this wild interception where Richard Dent jumps out of the end zone to catch the ball and then spins back into the end zone for a 1-yard pick six. Chicago would go on to destroy Dallas that day, 44-0, and this is one of the showcase games for the 46 defense and of the 1985 Chicago Bears. Richard Dent, who would go on to win the MVP in the Super Bowl, gets his touchdown moment on November 17th, 1985. Danny White was the Dallas Cowboy quarterback, and you can see the pressure coming from Dan Hampton, who tips the ball in the air, and then Dent catches it and scores. Also on that day, the Denver Broncos and the San Diego Chargers have gone to overtime, and Ralph Benershka lines up for a field goal that is picked up by Denver corner Lewis Wright, who then goes back 60 yards on the original kick six. This is an editor's pick from Chris, who wants us to see how Denver won this game against the San Diego Chargers. Lewis Wright was a longtime Denver Bronco, had been there in the lean years, had been to the first Super Bowl, and by 1985 was nearing the end of his career, but he had another moment in glory with his 60-yard kick six. Moving on to 1995, high school football action, Johnsonville versus Timmonsville, and Reese Lyde has the ball for Johnsonville as he takes off on a 64-yard jaunt. In the newspaper, it said that Timmonsville had said that they would not let Reese Lyde beat them. Well, they were wrong. Reese Lyde, 30 years ago on November 17th, with a huge 64-yard run for Johnsonville, getting them into the end zone in this South Carolina high school football playoff. We then, as we see the teams lining up for the extra point, we then move on to the year 2000, more high school action, this time from Nevada, as Gorham quarterback Deontay Perkins takes off on a long run. Could not find a newspaper article, so I don't know the exact distance, but Gorham, taking on undefeated Cimarron, goes on for an upset win in Nevada high school playoff action. Gorman. Moving forward to the year 2015, it's Western Michigan. Nope, it's Toledo's Kareem Hunt. MAC football has a lot of Tuesday, Wednesday games, and thus we've seen a lot of Kareem Hunt 2015 touchdowns. This one from 11 yards out for the Toledo Rockets over the Bowling Green Falcons. 11 yards in the second quarter continues to give Toledo a huge lead over Bowling Green. As we see, nice cut move, and his burst of speed again cuts back to the left. Kareem Hunt shows what he'll be doing in the NFL for the Chiefs and Browns in the future. The year 2020, more action on a Tuesday. Buffalo has the ball versus Bowling Green. Jarrett Patterson had a huge day on this evening against Bowling Green as they've now been featured giving up 2 touchdowns in a row in this compilation video. Jarrett Patterson goes 57 yards for the Buffalo Bulls as he had a huge night on a Tuesday in the year 2020. This was a 57-yard run, ending a 4-play drive that continued to increase Buffalo's lead over Bowling Green. As you see the cutbacks, he cuts twice and then just takes off, and the blue helmeted Bulls go on to win big on Tuesday Night Football. Now we go to the year 2024. It's 4th down and 2. The Bills are clinging to a 2-point lead against Kansas City. Allen back, fakes the screen, and takes off running. He gets past the defender, gets the first down, bounces off a would-be tackler here, and is taken into the end zone for, as Jim Nantz called, the play of the year in the NFL. Josh Allen and the Bills go on to beat Kansas City that night and head toward another AFC East Division title. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. As I said, click the link, subscribe here on YouTube, follow on Facebook for more touchdowns in history.